So the steps to succeed in this plant-based advocacy, the most important first step is to believe in yourself, know that you can do it, be confident, and that will go a long way in getting started. Second of all, speak with confidence and say this information, even if it's your first time, know that there's so many different statistics and information out there supporting what you're saying as far as plant-based options, and that they have been able to really bring great success to businesses in the past. So know that you are backed up in your work, and be confident. Don't be so nervous that it makes it difficult for you to talk to the establishment. Also, feel free to add your personality in and make them feel like they're talking to a person in this. Don't just read from a script, or else that won't feel as personal and as connective, which is something that we really want in these times. So be sure to, you can add in your personal experiences if you have them, your own reasons for why do you want to volunteer for this, and why do you care about plant-based, and why do you want to support your local businesses, and that will really go a long way as well. Also, when you have a chance, look up some examples, like we mentioned, Beyond Meat, Dunkin', Burger King, for example, different examples that might stick in their minds of something that they've heard of around plant-based, and then also some statistics around, like, for example, if you're talking about the plant-based burger, the plant-based meat market is shown to reach 140 billion in worth by 2029. Something like that to have written down when you're on a conversation just adds in a statistic and shows that you know what you're talking about. And this can be so much easier once you're doing it from home, and you don't have to, you know, keep your eyes up away from your folder. You can easily reference materials that you have ready while you're talking to them, whether that's a call, which we really encourage, or a meeting. So going into that, we really encourage calling the business if you're able to. You might even be able to have a conversation with them at that time, or set one up, which can be like the best way to go forward. If you're really uncomfortable, we also have emailing opportunities that you can reach out and then go from there. But really just making that connection is very easy, and trust me, anyone can do it. We still recommend scheduling the meeting between 2:30 and 5 p.m. On their time. Even with more flexible times, in general, these tend to work for businesses that are doing delivery and maybe takeout still, so that it's between meal times, and that might work best. Obviously, play it by ear. If the business is different or has different circumstances, once you can really focus on your connection with them and the conversation you're having, and go from there. In general, these are just general rules to get you started. Also, even if you won't be in person, have the materials ready in paper or in Google Documents or whatever you need, so that you feel confident going into the meeting. Be sure to ask for their email if you don't have it already, so that you can forward these resources once the meeting is over, and also tell them thank you and follow up afterwards. Something else that we really like to emphasize at Plant Dining Partnerships is that we have specific resources for every single kind of location. We mentioned before, whether it's a food drive, a school, a hospital, something else like that, or different cuisines, whether that's Chinese, Indian, or Italian. We have research on over 8,000 local food service establishments, and we have specific resources based on what kind of location you're talking to. So we can provide you with the specific plant-based profitability and success stories based on if it's a Japanese restaurant or a diner or whatever the situation is. So make sure that you have those ready when you're going in. Another really important part is knowing the distributor and knowing the plant-based products that they carry. So if you're calling or email, be able to clarify early on what the distributor is. So you can get that information once you're able to get in contact with the general manager or the owner of the store. They'll know this information, and then you can look so much more prepared once you know that, for example, a certain distributor carries a brand of plant-based burger, and you're talking to something that they can easily do instead of coming in not knowing, like, you're prepared. Something else that's very helpful is testimonials. At the beginning, you can have examples from large national chains such as Burger King, Dunkin', other examples like those that implemented plant-based options. You can see some information here about how that brought more consumer traffic to their locations, and that's one great way to show, hey, look, this business implemented the option and it worked out well for them. As you're able to connect more with local businesses around your location, it's also great to get their information for any businesses you know that you really love to have plant-based options. Show them how the business you're talking to, show them how this local place also has it and it's working out great for them. So giving examples like that is really great to have at the top of your head or written down as you're getting into the conversation. Obviously, we won't be doing launch events as usual, but we still have a large network online between our social media platforms. Those are thousands of people that we're able to reach to support an option. And we're also able to do marketing and advertisements through plant dining partnerships. Those are two different ways that we can still support through community engagement and through reaching people these different options, even while we're waiting for the situation to be over. So there still is that element that we can bring people support to a new option even during these times, and that's important to keep in mind. So to recap some of the different items that you can use and send by email that we can all provide for you, reminders, we can have all of this for you over at Plant Dining Partnerships, overall information about the plant-based profitability of these items, specific resources, recipes based on who you're talking to, testimonials of the experiences of different restaurants and businesses that have found this to really bring more profitability and make great business sense for them. The script, which you can start off with and add your own personality to. We have recent statistics, which are obviously changing with time, and specifically looking at consumer interest, even as things are getting a little crazy. We can always provide business cards, especially after all of this has passed. For now, we can help you with having your own resources and email signature so that you can communicate as a volunteer on these matters. And if you like to have printed material, something else that you can do is have a folder nearby that can bring you some more confidence as you're going into these conversations. Something else that we like to do and emphasize is not just to talk to restaurants where you want a change and are trying to bring about these new options, but also to connect with those that you really love and that are doing great work and providing great options. So this is a great time for you to reach out to them, just thank them for the work that they're doing, say how much you support their options, and see if you can actually support their business when possible for you. And we do have a format for that as well. So just another reminder, we can help you make all of this happen, whatever it is that you're interested in doing, whether that is emailing, calling, local level, national level, or if you want to host more webinar ideas or other projects during this time, we are more than happy to connect with you in a one-on-one meeting, provide all of the resources that you need, and really make this happen. For anyone who is interested, you can reach out to me afterwards or to Thomas Goodman, who was speaking at the beginning. And we'll also have contact information for Plant Dining Partnerships at the end. If there's one thing that you take away from this presentation, it's that we have everything ready for you to get started right away, and you can just talk to us as soon as this is over. We're going to have some interactive activities and a Q&A afterwards, but whether it's the United Nations Climate Conference that you want to help bring plant-based food to, whether it's local outreach that you want to do, this is a time when we are still here for you and we can provide all the resources that you need to get started. Thank you so much for joining us. Here are some of our different social media information where we'll be highlighting updates, plant-based food trends, the different things that are happening in this area, and the advocacy that we're still doing, including upcoming presentations as mentioned. You can reach out to us at any of these platforms, as well as through the chat box or to me or Thomas, and I'm going to go into a few questions right after this. Let me know if you guys need this information again later.